Hi guys, this is a video about learning how to drive and my opinion about it after 23 years of experience and what's going on like in the world and everything. Now, with learning how to drive, there's this thing about I want to learn as quickly as possible. I want to have extremely few lessons. I want to do it. I want to beat my friend and I want to have it in like less than 5 lessons or whatever, right? It's a really big deal for people to do it in hardly any time. And as a driving instructor and a mother of 2, I've got to say that this mindset is so dangerous, okay? So in Cheltenham recently, we've had 2 fatalities and it's just really horrible. And it upsets me. Like I say, like I've said in other videos, I feel like a mother bear and I feel very protective about the people that I teach to drive. And when I hear that people want to have less than 5 lessons or something like that to do something incredibly dangerous, guys, you really need to change your mindset and look after your life and everybody else's life. So if you had decided to take up a instrument like a guitar or a piano, there you accept that there is going to be lessons and lessons and lessons and months and months and months and years and years and years. There's an acceptance that this is going to take a long time because I need to learn. There's more of an acceptance to that than there is to learn how to drive. And this is dangerous. And this is the subject that you really want to put time into it and know what you're doing, right? So I've got a student at the moment who's had like 4 lessons and he thinks that he should go to his test soon and or he's as good as everybody else, and he's above average, of course. He is very good, but this is dangerous. We need to know how to do things properly. Now, since COVID, driving instructors have been neatened up, yeah? So the DVSA stepped in and they basically said, you are now going to be marked on whether the student passes or fails. And this is a good idea because before COVID, naughty driving instructors who just wanted to make money would have somebody contact them and say, my instructors let me down and I've got a test next week and I just need to hire your car and use your car for the driving test. Now, I get these all the time. I still get them. I get them on a daily basis. My instructors let me down. I've got a test next week. Yeah, your instructors probably let you down because they've said no to your driving test and you're searching for a car now, possibly. Now, I do understand that sometimes maybe some nightmare has happened, but it's suspicious, you know. Now, back in the olden days, naughty driving instructors would be like, cha-ching, that's like, I can put a cost of 150 quid on that. Yeah, you can borrow my car. I couldn't care less whether you pass or fail. I couldn't care less if you pass and you're not that great and you're just going to go out and smash your car to pieces or have an accident afterwards, right? Because, you know, some driving instructors wouldn't care. I've never done that, right? I've never, ever done that because I care about people's safety. Yes, I care about them passing and I want my student to pass, but I also want them to be safe for life. I don't want them to go out and crash their car or scrape their car and have all of that cost. I don't want them to have any accidents, yeah. I want to teach people to learn to drive so they're safe, you know. It's really important to me, right? So it's an interesting thing that's with any other thing that you need to learn. There's this acceptance, you know, you're in school for many, many years because you're learning subjects and you need to learn them properly. And then you go up the staircase of learning. But with driving, it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, I just want 11 hours or I want 2 hours or I want 4 hours. And it's just like, guys, you know, the national statistic of learning to drive is 45 hours with a driving instructor and 22 hours of your own training. Now, that's the statistic that is being given out for you to be a safe driver. The DVSA at one stage were trying to get everybody to have 120 hours each. Now, even that, I understand what they're doing because they're trying to improve the safety of the road. But 120 for some people, wow, that would be a lot. Yeah, like I can think of people who are very talented at driving, and 120 hours for those people is not. That does. Some people don't need that, But I understand what the DVSA are doing. With if you were a pilot, yeah, there would be extensive training going on. You are not allowed, even with train drivers, there is like a proportion of hours that you have to do. But with driving, this hasn't been organised, so it's like you can meet somebody and they just want to do it really quickly. Now, driving instructors have been given this they're being monitored now. So if a student gets more than 5 minors, they get triggered. If the student gets a serious, they get triggered. If the student has a dangerous, they get triggered. And if they have too many triggers, then they have to do exams. So by putting this kind of like neatening up device on the instructor, right, then the instructor will start to cancel tests because they're worried about their own job, right? Of course. But some driving instructors who are maybe like heading towards retirement, who couldn't care less, they'll just take the money. Yeah, all right then, go to your test. Yeah, I can see that you're a bit dodgy. I can see that sometimes like your turns are wrong. I can see that sometimes you don't understand the junction. I can see that sometimes your braking's not safe. I can see that sometimes like you're coming into a roundabout and you're blatantly not going to stop. But yeah, go on then. Go to your test tomorrow. You'll be fine. And if you pass, you'll learn afterwards. You'll learn how to drive afterwards, Guys, my advice to you would be, when you learn to drive, take it on as a really, really cool, like, hobby. And just enjoy it, like you're learning the guitar or learning something else. This is a commitment to a new hobby, yeah? And you want to be really, really good at it. And you want to be really, really safe. And you want to be an attribute to the road. And you want to be adding to the road and being an addition to the road. That's a good thing, this speed. With all of the experience that I've got, the people who go to test really quickly because they either haven't got the money for it, or I haven't got the money, so I need to do my test now. They're just unsafe, or they pass and then they're fearful of driving. They're just scared because they've done it all too fast, because there's been pressure from school, or pressure to do it for this, or pressure to do it for the money, or pressure here, pressure there. I've got to get the kids to do. I remember one person who was diabolical at driving. And I remember him failing a couple of times. And I think I was his third driving instructor. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll be the person who does it. I'll do it. And I did it twice and I couldn't do it. The guy was diabolical. And he just went, oh, I want to book my test again. I went, no, you can't book your test again because we're not safe. We really need to do this. And he was like, for my kids, please, can you let me book my test? And I was like, for your kids, we can't book your test because you're not safe. I don't pull away from students a lot, but I was his third instructor. They told me that they couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. My friend then took it on. He said he could do it. He couldn't do it. And then he got passed on again. Just take it up as a hobby and learn it well. For the sake of your safety, for the sake of everybody else's safety, learn it well, okay? Enjoy it, have fun, be with a driving instructor who's cool, and enjoy it. It is really good fun. I love driving, but I'm safe and I'm good at it, If I'd only had 4 lessons and then I went, yeah, let me be your driving instructor, would you pay me? I've got to go to work, all right? I've got loads of experience. That's why you pay me to teach you. If I'd had 4 driving lessons and 1 million accidents, would you want me to be your driving instructor? I don't think so. All right. You want to be with a driving instructor who knows what they're talking about. And I want to be sat in a car with my friends who know what they're doing, so I'm safe. Do you know what I mean? All right, guys. I hope it wasn't too ranty. There's a good message underneath. I just want to keep you safe. All right.